What is going on, moms and dads of Lorcana? It is Chris here from A Parent's Guide to Lorcana, and we are super happy to have you back. I'm here with a quick PSA, a little reminder, if you will. Let's remember all the good stuff we love about Lorcana, shall we? But seriously, there is a lot going on right now in the world of Lorcana, and a lot of it seems to be negative. And a lot of people are dwelling on the negative, from the lack of stock when the first chapter came out, to the lack of stock when the second chapter came out, to the most recent Ravensburger website release that on minutes after it started, there was some kind of a hack or an attack on the site that crashed it, and no one could get their product. And I know people waited hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in line to get product, and then they walked away with nothing. And then, as we tend to do, we descend onto social media and we tell everybody the horrible experiences we've had, and how Ravensburger dropped the ball, and how my local store didn't get any product, and how I went to 15 Walmarts and not one single person there even knew what Lorcana was. This gets us nowhere. All of this negativity, all of these reactions are completely valid. I get it. The FOMO is real. Moms and dads, we want this game if we don't have it. If we have it, we want more. If we have the old version, we want the new version. If we have the regular, we want the foil. It is constant want. I get it. I want the cards. I was lucky enough to get the cards for Chapter 1. I wanted the new set. I was lucky enough to get cards for the new set. Actually, if you remember my video from last week, it went something a little bit like this. Oh my god! It's an enchanted! Oh my flippin' god! I don't want to swear. I can't put it on the channel. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Ah! So yeah, that insane reaction was me pulling my first enchanted. And that was huge because I was convinced I was never going to get one. I see everybody posting all their enchantments all over social media, and all I kept thinking is, I'm buying booster box after booster box after booster box. I'm buying loose packs, and I'm never going to pull one. An enchanted is clearly not in my future. And like every other legendary or special card I've pulled, my wife actually pulled this card for me. She pulled my Giant Tink. She's pulled most of my legendaries, and I gave her a pack that I happened to get out of a starter set, and it felt different in my hand. It just felt different, and I said, you know what? Here, you open it up. Give me your Michelle luck. Lo and behold, the last card in the pack was a Madame Mim Enchanted, and I could not be happier. But this is a minority, I feel. I feel most of the time people are upset about what's not happening. And I'm here to remind you, let's think about the moments that Lorcana made us happy. I think sometimes the negative reactions are outweighing the positive reactions because we are so consumed with what's not happening. We seem to forget what is happening or what has already happened. So I want to take a moment and maybe give you some points in my Lorcana journey that made me happy. Some memories that I've held on to that when everything is going sideways and when nothing is going right and I can't find any product, I still have things that I'm happy about. I'm still excited about Lorcana because of what's happened to me with Lorcana. Pulling the enchanted notwithstanding, there are a lot of other moments for me. Think about the first time you heard about Lorcana. Remember where you were when you got that notification, or remember where you were when you were scrolling and somebody posted, whether it was a gaming site or IGN or a YouTuber or a podcaster you follow. Remember when you first heard the words Lorcana, a Disney card game. I remember where I was. I was sitting in the parking lot of my daughter's work, waiting to pick her up after her shift, and my friends Jay and Evan from the 5th Trooper, they have a secondary YouTube channel called The Fifth Tile, and they revealed it and talked about it for maybe maybe 7 minutes. It was very brief. And I recall Jay saying, this is really cool. It's not something I'm going to be into. And the moment I saw those images, the moment I saw the booster box, the moment I saw the artwork, I knew it was for me. I knew nothing about the game, and I was super excited just because of the Disney IP, and it was a trading card game. I knew right away this was going to be the game for me. Try to think about where you were when you got your first pack. Maybe you walked into a Target or a Walmart and you got a booster box or some packs. Maybe you were like me and it was 10 o'clock in the morning waiting outside of a Toys R Us. And I got one of each starter set and I got 2 boosters packs because at the time they were limited to just 2 packs per person. I remember how awesome it felt looking down at those packs and seeing Moana on the Amber starter set and thinking, this right here, this image is what got me wanting Amber. I want to play Moana. I want to play this card. I want to see what I can do with this card. Do you remember the first pull? And you were like, oh, I hope I get. And then you open the pack and there it was. Tinkerbell or LeFou or Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse. Remember when you were flipping through those cards and all of a sudden you saw it the first time you saw that character? How happy were you? How thrilled were you? For me, Giant Tink was a card I had to have. I'm an Amber Steel player, and I have never wavered from that. And when I saw my first Giant Tink, I freaked out. And again, I didn't even pull it. My wife was going through, and it was the last card, or the second last card, because the last card is the foil or the enchanted. So it was the second last card was my Giant Tink, and I completely lost it. I was super excited. I was super thrilled. I couldn't believe that I finally had just one of the cards I wanted. Now I want 3 more. But I wasn't going to let myself get upset if the next pack that I opened didn't have any Giant Tinks. And lo and behold, it did not. I opened a lot of packs, moms and dads. I opened a ton of packs before I found my next 3 Giant Tinks. But it didn't deter me because I was building decks for my kids. I was building decks for me. I was excited to collect all 204 cards. The journey was part of the experience. The hunt, coming up empty-handed and then finding cards at the next place, was part of the journey. I remember the first game I had. Can you remember that? The first time you actually had a whole 60-card deck in your hands and you were playing against someone for the first time. At this point, we've seen some card reveals. We've seen some teasers. We knew the game was coming out. We didn't have a whole lot of information. But then we got the rules set. And then right after that, the game launched. And you had the ability to play your very, very first game. And I remember my first game was against my daughter, Madison. I built her Sapphire Amethyst deck. And I had used my Amber Steel deck. At the time, I think I had maybe 1 Moana, nothing very fancy in it at all. But I just loved the fact that we were sharing this moment. We were bonding over our love for Disney. I was teaching her a new game. She was into a trading card game, which is not something she's been, really interested in up until that point. And it was a wonderful experience to finally put these cards on the table and see how they synergize with each other and see how they play and see how a real back and forth game actually feels. Another amazing memory for me, which is also both terrifying and exciting at the same time, was the very first time that I played in a Lorcana tournament. Our local store here, Game Time, here in Mississauga, I found out through the grapevine that they did Sunday afternoon league, and I grabbed my kids, I grabbed our decks, and we just went over. We had never checked out the store before. We knew nothing about the owner, Will. We knew nothing about the staff. We knew nothing about the kind of people that went there to play, and we went there. And we met 3 fantastic guys who I talked about in one of my old videos. We met Connor, we met Kenneth, and we met Chris. And I brought myself, Ethan, and Madison. And lucky for us, the top 6 got cards, the top 6 got pins, and everybody got some kind of a promo. And there were only 6 of us there. It was really great to play in a small venue, to learn how to play against some seasoned trading card game players, not necessarily Lorcana, but to get a sense of what it feels like to play against strangers and other decks, other play styles, and to actually get some promos, some real promos and real pins, and feel like you walked away with something. That was a huge experience for me, because I always thought of these kind of tournaments being 30 players, 60 players, 70 players, and the top 8 or the top 4 only get stuff. And at the time, I didn't think I would ever make it through 60 players to make the top 4, just enough to get some kind of a promo card or a pin. I thought for sure these things were not going to be part of my collection. And lo and behold, I have all the promo cards from the first wave. I have all the pins, and it's all because I decided to go out and play at an event, something that, if you watch my Gaming with Mental Illness and Anxiety video, I am not very comfortable doing. I really, really don't like going out and playing in public. It gives me a lot of anxiety. It's performance anxiety, because I'm not very good at these games. I love them, but I don't have the gaming IQ that a lot of the pro players have, and I feel inadequate a lot of the time when I go and play these games. So going to a smaller store, meeting some really great guys, and having all those fears and inadequacies just wash right away minutes after sitting down for the first match, that was a huge moment for me. And this is something I think about a lot. I think about the friends I've made and the experiences I've had playing at these league nights or these tournaments. I think what I'm trying to say, if I'm saying anything at all, is there's a reason we're here. There's a reason you're watching this video. There's a reason you bought your first pack of Lorcana cards. There's a reason that you are still here, maybe waiting for your first pack of Lorcana cards. It's because we love Disney. We love trading card games. We love to play, and we wanted a new experience. And it's okay if you're still one of those moms and dads who have not been able to get their hands on product. FOMO is real. I understand, and I know what you're thinking. Chris, it's easy for you to say. You got the entire set of Chapter 1 when it first came out. Chris, it's easy for you to say you got Rise of the Floodborn product and you pulled an Enchanted. All these things are true. I fully agree with you. It's very easy for someone who has had access to product and has had access to build not 1, but 4 competitive decks with legendaries and rare cards and now an enchanted card. I understand that from someone who's on the other side of it, it's easy for me to say, trust me, guys, I really do understand. But what I'd like you to think about is, even if you're still waiting, there is something that got you here. Now, if you have a little bit of product, but you've been unable to collect enough to, say, build a really good competitive deck, I offer the same advice. At least you have some product. At least you're able to play. You can get a couple games in, you can teach your friends, you can play with your family, even if you're just playing starter deck against starter deck. You don't have to be competitive right out of the gate. You don't have to worry about collecting the whole 204 card set, which is now 408 with the Rise of the Floodborn, because you will get them eventually. These cards will be available eventually, and you will get them. There's a lot of negative noise, and I understand how the negative noise can drown out all the positive stuff. There is a lot of negativity surrounding limited availability of product. There's a lot of negativity surrounding how now twice when Ravensburger launched the online direct sale, at both times, no one was able to get any product. I fully understand that there's a lot of negativity surrounding what's been happening up to this point. But these are growing pains. These things happen rather to all trading card games. This is not unique to Ravensburger. Underproducing because they weren't sure what the market would accept is not a fault. This is a marketing strategy. They need to see what the market will take. They need to see what the demand is. They need to slowly bring the product out so they don't overprint and now the cards are worthless. They don't want to underprint, but they need to figure out where that sweet spot is, where that middle ground is going to be. And On the other side of the coin, you don't want so much product in every store, everywhere, boxes and boxes and boxes where you can buy one, get one free, or, buy one, get one half off, or you don't want that to happen because then it devalues everything. Then there's too much of it out there. This sweet spot does not happen when a company who does not do trading card games dips their toe into the trading card pool. These are growing pains. They're learning how to get this right. They're learning how to make sure they produce enough. Also, on a manufacturing side of things, I don't want to get too technical. I don't want to get too deep on this, but there are a lot of other trading card games out there. A lot of bigger ones, much bigger than Lorcana. Pokemon and Magic alone monopolize most of the printers that are out there making these cards. So you imagine if 80% of the card printers, maybe 90% of the card printers are printing for Magic and Pokemon, then you got to fight for that last 10%. And that fight is being fought by Flesh and Blood, Digimon, One Piece, now Lorcana. Lorcana is not the only game in that space. Everybody wants to get more cards made. Everybody wants to put their cards on the shelf. Everybody wants to sell their game and have people play their game. They're not looking to frustrate anybody. They're just trying to figure out how this whole thing works. They're trying to understand the ebb and the flow, and they're trying to figure out how they can get enough product into the marketplace at the right amount of time so that everybody can get it, everybody can collect it, everybody can play it, and there's no reason for negativity. I want everyone to remember that pulling an Enchanted does not make this game what it is. Although my reaction when I pulled an Enchanted would lead you to believe the opposite. Oh my God! It's an Enchanted! Having an entire master set of all foils does not make this game what it is. Having all 204 cards, or coming first place in a tournament, or being the world champion does not make this game what it is. These are all wonderful things that enhance the experience, but it does not make the experience exclusively. What makes this experience what it is we are playing together as a community with an IP that we love. Never forget that. At the end of the day, we are trying to play a game with our friends, teaching more friends so that more and more and more people play this game. And these are the things I want you, moms and dads, to think of. When you walk into a Walmart or to a Target and there's no product for you. When you go to try to pre-order something and it's already sold out. When the only product available is above MSRP and perhaps above your budget. Don't dwell on that. Don't let it get you down. Don't let the toxic negativity of the community get you down. Because remember, the toxicity is from a loud group, but it's a few people. The few are the loudest, but the many, the rest of us, can be level-headed, can be positive, and we can inject positivity, positive vibes. We can inject a good attitude and a positive attitude into the community. We can be louder than the negativity because all the things that people are upset about will be worked out. The only thing you have to do is wait. Shocker, I know. The only thing you have to do is wait. And all the problems, all the issues, all the negativity, all the complaints will eventually just go away. And I know it's hard to wait. We're collectors. We want stuff. We want to hold stuff and shiny stuff and collect stuff and graded stuff and enchanted stuff and alt art stuff. We want stuff. I promise you, moms and dads, we will get all the stuff we want. We just got to wait for it. So I encourage you to get out there and put some positivity into the world. Comment on a Facebook post in a positive way. Anytime anybody pulls an Enchanted, I'm the first one to post a "let's go" or a "congratulations." I'm excited for you that you're excited about your pull. Try that out. Try to put some positivity out there. try to post a post about something that's made your Lorcana week this week. Post about you playing with your kids. Post about you teaching your friend. Post about you watching a great video. And maybe you don't have any cards yet, but you saw a really great video and it got you even more excited to play. If we can put these kind of positive messages into the community, we will drown out the noise of the negativity. The negative comments are valid and they're a reality, but they don't have to be our reality. We can make it a better community if we just put our heads together and inject some positive vibes into the community. I try to do that with every one of the videos here at Parents Guide. Anytime I'm talking in my Discord or posting in Facebook or even commenting in Facebook, I try to keep a positive outlook so that more people are seeing how excited I am. Oh my God! And they get that excitement. Excitement is infectious, everybody. The positivity is infectious. The more you put into it, the more it'll spread and spread and spread. And before you know it, every store will have inventory, every player will have cards, and everyone will have a good story to tell. So, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I love it when you come watch the videos. As I always say, if you keep watching, we'll keep making them. Moms and Dads Lorcana, like and subscribe. Head over to our Discord, A Parent's Guide to Lorcana. Head over to our Instagram, A Parent's Guide to Lorcana. You can find me in the Facebook group as just Chris Zenga. Stay positive. Be part of the positivity. Be a voice for the community of excitement and fun and anticipation. And don't worry. All the negativity will pass. All the card shortages will pass. All the challenges you're facing will pass. So long as you make it a point to say, I won't let it affect me. I'm going to contribute to this community positively. And I assure you, when you post something positive on one of the socials, you'll feel good about yourself. When you give someone's post a comment that's positive and they respond back with a heart or a thumbs up or a thank you, you know that you've now positively affected their life. And their reaction to you will make you feel good about that. And both of you will continuously feel good talking to other people, commenting on their posts, making everyone feel good. And this is all we want. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your posts. I'm looking forward to seeing your excitement. And I'm looking forward to feeling your excitement when I post something that's excited me. And remember, it doesn't just have to be an enchanted card. Even though I kind of freaked out when I got my enchanted card. Oh my God! It's an enchanted! Oh my flippin' God! I don't want to swear. I can't put it on the channel. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my God! Ah! Thanks so much, Moms and Dads Lorcana. I appreciate you spending your time with us. And we will see you real soon. Gotta finish the end. It's the end.